Well, thank you, women, for coming and sharing your time with us. We really appreciate it. I wanted to ask Nita and Russia specifically because, as we all know, Code Pink is focused on Afghanistan, Iraq, Iran, Pakistan, and we don't know what to do about Congo and about Sri Lanka. And we'd like to know more as what can we do as individuals and what can we do as an organization. Gail Murphy, Code Pink.
About the Congo, I think the good news here is that President Obama, when he was a senator, passed a couple of resolutions for the Congo in the Senate. And since then, it wasn't followed. The peace process, the Violence Against Women's Act that wasn't passed. We tried so hard to get it through the House and the Senate, and it's not moving because nobody really cares about the Congo. They're thinking it's not a sexy war as, so they don't really pay attention to that. Especially the Violence Against Women Act, which is very important because the women of the Congo have been waiting and waiting to have something happen for them. I don't know if you ever heard about the story of the women of the Congo. It's unprecedented. Nobody ever seen this violence just aim to destroy the woman, destroy her opportunity to become a mother, to destroy the womb. I mean, it's done specifically for that reason. It's a way of cleansing a whole tribe without killing them. So women have been really tortured. Some of them have been gunshot in their genitals. Some of them have been raped with knives. It's really horrible. So we really calling on Mr. Obama to do something on that part. The women of the Congo have been waiting. They've been promised over and over, and sometimes they will leave, go to the camp, the refugee camp, and when they go back to the village, the same thing happens to the same women again and again and again. And we have to stop that cycle of violence, which is unsustainable.
As you know, as happy we were to see Obama be elected as president, and we thought it was such a great change. We've actually been quite disappointed with his stance on what is going on in Sri Lanka. He's made several statements. Clinton has made statements calling for a ceasefire, and we've listened to some of our pleas, but we believe that the time for statements has ended, and we are demanding to see action, whether that be decreasing the amount of money given to Sri Lanka for its military or stopping trade sanctions with Sri Lanka. We're, as individuals, we have so much power and we can do so much. If you would like to help out, we found something that's very helpful is to just try and build relationships with your congressional leaders and speak to them about what is going on. Educate yourselves about what is going on. The conflict in Sri Lanka has been in the media a lot more lately, and we're demanding that a ceasefire be called. We're done with the war. We want journalists to have access to this war right now. It's a war without witnesses, and we want humanitarian aid to be brought into the region so that people can get the food and the medicine and the water that they need so that lives can be saved. Thank you.
I'm a little nervous. My name is Melissa Ivey. I'm from Denver, Colorado. I'll be playing at the Code Pink tomorrow. I'll be playing music with my mother, Alicia Paul. Well, first of all, I just want to thank all of you for your bravery and your drive, and welcome your agitation without fear, as you said. And as I stated, I'm a musician, and I'm just so inspired by all of your actions, and I want to sing your words and make you proud. And I kind of have a lighthearted question in honor of Mother's Day. What is the most important thing that you've learned from your mothers?
And in Netherlands, we have the oldest Jewish communities in Netherlands. And so through the narrative, she spoke about good relationships, what it's like to be a good neighbor. And so what I continue to learn from my mother, first of all, she's still working, she's still contributing, she's supporting my entire family, and so she is a fountain of giving.
I just have a story of my mother, which I think, the mothers of the world probably are so much like that. I remember when the war in Iraq started in 2003, and that night I was standing in front of the White House with candles with my brother, who's in Iraq today. And when I went home, next day I called my mother, and I was really crying. And she said, "What's wrong?" I said, "Mom, you know what they're doing to the people in Iraq." And the war between Iran and Iraq had just ended. And my mother said, "Yes, I know. I'm crying for my sisters in Iraq because we went through this war, and I know what it really means when they pull your bombs on you." So she started crying with me for the mothers in Iraq. And this is the women of Middle East after they have gone through the war imposed on them for 8 years. Thank you.
Oh,
There was so much I can say about my mother. She's been so strong and taking care of the whole family. But the most thing I can remember from her is saying, never be lazy. Even if it's very hard, you cannot be lazy, because if you are lazy, your entire family will suffer for it. So every time I fight for the women of the Congo, for example, I cannot be lazy. It's really tough. Nobody listens to me most of the time. But I keep going because I listen to her saying, never be lazy. So I'm very, very thankful for her. She never had a chance to go to school. And I knew if she did, she would have been a very powerful woman. Thank you.
I agree, there are so many things. I mean, to begin with, I'm one of 7 kids. Period. I think I'm done right there, you know? I mean, I think this is going to sound cliche, and I apologize in advance, but unconditional love, to make each of your 7 kids feel unique, feel that they have something to offer to the world, irrespective of their quirks, and there are many. That's a beautiful thing in my opinion, and my mom has passed that down to me, and I think it lends itself nicely when you're doing work that involves peace and justice, because it allows you to bring people in, people who you never meet or never have a conversation with. It helps to bring down that wall, if you will, and I have her to thank for that. Don't know if I'm going to plan on bringing 7 kids into this world, but if I do, I'll make sure they're obedient and at the same time, not lose their revolutionary streak. That's critical.
obedient revolutionary.
Yeah, I know.